everybody, welcome to another Q&A session. So today I'll be giving you my opinion on using dating apps in the military, and number 2, answering BeastKiller's question, who asks, how do you keep a hot chick while being frugal? So if you have a question, leave it in the comment section down below. I do read every single comment, and at one point I will respond back to every single question in a video format such as this, or I'll type it up and send it to you. So I personally recommend that you use dating app in the military, right? It's free unless you want to upgrade some of your features, be more visible, or you want to do more super likes, whatever the case may be. Unless you're not into the online dating world, right? It's all your preference, right? You want to be out there in the world, find somebody, all up to you. I know of a lot of people in the military, more specifically in the Navy, because that's the branch that I'm in, have found success, that are married, happily married, and couldn't ask for anything better out of their life, out of the relationship they have gotten. Personally for me, I have found success using OKCupid. A lot of people in the military use Tinder. So just give it a try, right? If it doesn't work out, doesn't work out. If it works out, it works out, right? So there are pros and cons, right? Pros might be you do find people, you go on dates and have a good time, or maybe get into a relationship here and there, whatever the ideal dating life that you want to have. The cons might be there are people out there that are targeting military specifically, so you do have to be careful, right? You have to be careful who you talk to, right? They might not actually be a male, right? If you're a female, if you're male trying to find female, the person that you might be talking to that you think is a female might not be a female, right? There's freaky cases like that out there. So you just have to be careful. Like I said, people target military due to the benefits and the money that we make. So just be careful. So today's question from BeastKiller: how do you keep a hot chick while being frugal? So guys, take it for what it's worth. Okay, I've been in like 5 relationships and been on 10 dates with 10 different girls, right? In my whole lifetime, dating lifetime. So I'm not that experienced. I'm just going to be giving you my opinion, okay? So take it for what it's worth. So in my opinion, right, for you to be attractive, you have to have what I like to call a good self-image. So what's a self-image? Self-image is who you are right now, your identity, okay? Not what you want to be in the future, whether it's an artist, rapper, actor, fashion designer, whatever. It's not who you want to be, it's who you are right now, right? If you had to, on a resume, on a piece of paper, you write down who you are, what you're doing right now, what does it look like, okay? A good test might be, for example, about 4 years ago, right, I went on this date with a Chinese girl, right, and I went to her parents' house, right, and I was speaking with her parents, right, and they're obviously going to ask, oh, are you going to school, right, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to school right now, I'm just taking a break, I'm working at a watch store, that's basically all I have going for me right now. I was 21, right? People at 21 that I graduated high school with, they're starting to graduate, they're about to graduate college, and about to go into masters. They've been into multiple different internships, and I really haven't done much. I don't even have a 2 years associates, right? I've gone to a community college, right? So the feeling of embarrassment is there, right? You don't really want to talk about it, but you have to talk about it because you're being asked about it, and you have to give your honest answer, right? So when you feel a little bit shy and timid to talk about yourself, okay, that is, in my opinion, a lack of good self-image, okay? So last year there was a 5-year high school reunion, right? I graduated high school 2012. And if I was to go there, if I was there, right, I couldn't go there. I was out at sea, being in the Navy and stuff. But if I was there, right, I have some friends that I graduated with that are in the top tier, working for top companies like Facebook, CNN, being a movie producer. This one guy has like billions of views on YouTube, gone to, one of the Ivy League colleges and all that kind of stuff, right? There are people like that on the top tier. They have good self-image. They're confident and they're able to talk about themselves without ever feeling a little bit of embarrassment. That's what they worked for, right? That's who they are. That's their identity, right? And there's the people in the middle tier. And I personally think people who join the military are trying to improve their self-image, right? So they're in the middle tier, right? They're trying to accomplish something. So, middle tier might be, like you have a decent job and you're trying to do stuff on the side. So for example, for me, like I'm investing my money. I'm also having a YouTube channel, right? I'm also in the military, and I also had a business before that failed. So like my whole goal being in the military is to save up money so I can start my own business, right? So I can have a, extreme self-confidence about myself. So that's like the middle tier, right? You can genuinely hold up a conversation and you're not that embarrassed to talk about yourself, okay? And there's also people in the bottom tier, right? Let's say you're a McDonald's manager, right? And you have nothing else going on with your life. You don't have any money. You're like, your tooth are decayed and broken, and and people are asking, oh, what did you do after high school 5 years later? Well, I work at McDonald's, which I'm not knocking people who work at McDonald's, right? I'm just giving you an example, right? People are not out there, right, saying like, I'm a manager at Walmart, right? There's no one would be that crazy if I was to have been there in a high school reunion with 1,000 people. That's how many people I graduated with, yelling out, I'm a manager at Walmart, or Staples, or Home Depot, right? It's not a sexy thing to say, right? So you're just kind of scared, like I'm a cashier at Home Depot, or I'm a cashier at this movie theater. So you don't have self-confidence, right? You don't really want to talk about yourself. You're just kind of there to socialize and just kind of be away from reality for a while, escapism, right? So that's what I mean by self-image. For people to be interested in you, right, you have to be interesting, right? So what do I mean by that is, you are out there trying to pursue this goal, whether it's to be an actor, a rapper, YouTuber, this top business person, whatever the case may be, and you are working towards it every single step of the way. And along the way, you are accomplishing milestones, right? So my first accomplishment in YouTube was 100 subscribers. Then it was 1,000 subscribers. Then it's 10,000 subscribers. And next thing you know it, I'll probably within the next 3-5 years have 100,000 subscribers, right? It's milestones that you accomplish along the way of attaining that high goal that you set for yourself, that you start to boost your self-image. And the things that you do along the way are things that you can talk about, that build up the armor, the sword, the shield along the way, right? So that's all about building the good self-image and also being interesting to other people. So I know that's an answer you might not have necessarily expected, right? But when you are being frugal, right, you're trying to accomplish a goal, right? And so it's a necessary thing. So when you find a girlfriend or a boyfriend, right, you have to be able to explain to that person so that person understands, oh, that person has to be frugal because they are trying to accomplish this thing, okay? You might have a negative view of people who are being frugal, or some people like to call it cheap. Oh man, that guy's cheap. He doesn't want to spend $2 on this McDonald's thing. So don't have a negative view of being frugal or cheap, right? Be able to explain, hey, I need to do this so I can accomplish this. So one thing that you really do want to keep in mind, and I like to think that I attract audience that like to think ahead in the future. My whole channel is all about success, right? So if you are looking 10, 20 years in the future for your success, right, and you're saying, hey, I want to find a girlfriend, right? So you go to parties and clubs and beaches to find these girls, right? I personally think those relationships you find there are most likely not going to work, right? I'm sure there are exceptions here and there, right? But in my opinion, the girls who are at the parties, at the clubs, all they care about, in my opinion, are, hey, what am I going to do tonight? What am I going to do tomorrow night? Right? They don't want to think a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. I just want to enjoy the moment, right? The pure Epicurean thing. When you are too apart, right, it's not going to work out, okay? But if you can find somebody, whether it's through a dating app or whether it's through going to a library, or maybe there is that diamond in the dozen in the club that do think about 10 years down the road, right? You have to be able to have this serious conversation, and for you and the other person to understand, right? Hey, I need to be frugal because of this, and then this is what I'm doing every step of the way, right? And if that person is appearance-wise extremely quote-unquote hot, that's the best thing that we can ask for, right? So I hope that answered your question. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great Navy day.